Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Gentech PC product showcase. In today's video review we'll be covering the brand new MSI GS40 Phantom. This is going to be a 14-inch gaming laptop, very similar to the GS60, so it's going to be a very thin, lightweight gaming laptop, but of course even smaller in a 14-inch form factor. So while we start off with the unboxing, some of the notable hardware to mention is going to be the NVIDIA GTX970 mobile dedicated video card. The fact that the 14-inch screen is full high definition, so you have 1920 by 1080p. Also, you have the Intel Skylake i7-6700HQ. We'll go over more of the detailed specs as we get further in the review. For now, let's continue unboxing. Now to the details of the unboxing. As you can see, we do have the double boxing being used here. The outside plain cardboard box keeps it as a low profile and helps protect everything on the inside. The inside box has the foam inserts, so it can't get crushed as easy, and it also helps protect everything from any kind of shock damage if it's not shipped carefully. And then we have the plastic covering over the interior box as well to keep it from getting scratched up. So our inside box has just got the MSI gaming logo on the front, and it's a plain flat black all the way around. We don't have to cut any tape off of it. That plastic was keeping it closed, so we can open it right up. We're going to find a small advertising insert here for some of the features the laptop has. On the right hand side is a small compartmental box that has the cable that will adapt the power adapter for your region's power supply. And front and center we have the actual GS40 laptop. Very nice small 14-inch form factor, so this is going to be very easy to carry around if size or weight is a concern. And underneath of where the laptop was, we're going to be able to find the rest of the accessories. Here's the AC to DC inverter for charging and running off of main power. And of course we have our driver's discs and warranty information next to that. Okay, all the unboxing materials have been put aside, and here's the GS40, a first look at it. You can tell just by opening it that the form factor is definitely not the standard. We do have the oversized microfiber cloth between the screen and the keyboard, so make sure you hold on to that to keep it clean. A few different stickers are of course in the palm rest area, and we'll boot right into the BIOS. There's not a whole lot of features in the BIOS that you would need to look at, but we can look at the storage information and see that we do have our 1TB hard drive and our SSD. This is a 128GB PCI Express SSD, so you get the very fast boot and access times, but of course still have mass storage as well. We do have virtualization support because this is an i7, so you can run virtual machines on here. And overall, pretty basic BIOS for this particular system. Now let's focus in on the size and weight of the GS40. Of course, this is going to be its strong point, 4 pounds and 1 ounce for the laptop itself. And then when you add in the power adapter, you're at 5 pounds and 8 ounces. So 5.5 pounds full carry weight for the GS40. For measurements, we do have quarters up against the laptop to help put the scale. And our tape measure shows that the rear side of the laptop is about 1 inch and the front about the same. The quarters do help show the size a little bit better since you have the beveled edges. The tape measure can be a bit misleading. Now with everything powered up, you can see the LED backlit screen. Of course, 14 inches diagonal, 1920 by 1080p. Also, Windows 10 is pre-installed. That's pretty standard now for any new laptop. The Dyne-Audio speaker system is built into the GS40, as well as the SteelSeries backlit keyboard. It's important to note on the case of the GS40 that the keyboard is not RGB, so you do not get to choose different colors. We only have the red option, so you do get backlighting, but you will not be able to customize it as much as you would some of the larger gaming laptops from MSI. For the touchpad, we do have a single oversized touchpad, do have lighting around it to help find it, and we have the integrated left and right clicks on it. For the next part of the review, let's go ahead and go around the perimeter and look at the connectivity the GS40 offers. Starting on the left-hand side, we have the RJ45 for local networking, followed by the DC port for charging the laptop and running off of main power, a single USB 3 port, the SD card reader, and two 3.5mm audio connections, one for a headphone and one for a microphone. Moving around to the back side of the laptop, it looks like there's nothing back here, but we actually do have a single mini display port right in the center, so you can connect an external display here. And we of course have the left and right sides with our exhaust vents for the cooling system. The lid is matte with the gaming logo in the center. To the right hand side, this is where we're going to have the USB 3.1C type connector. So we do have the new connection interface for USB, then a standard USB 3.0 port, and then we have the HDMI output. So connectivity wise, the GS40 is pretty much ready to go for any environment, other than probably if you're going to use this in a business environment for presentations, you're going to want some kind of VGA adapter, since a lot of places still use VGA for projectors. With the lid closed, we'll just spin it around one more time to give you a full view of all the different angles. Now that we've finished looking on the outside of the laptop, let's look on the inside. With our device manager, we can see we do have dedicated graphics from NVIDIA as well as internal integrated graphics. Killer is going to be supplying both the wired and wireless network interfaces, so that's a nice feature to see. The monitor ID, for those who would like to look up the panel on this, the native resolution is at 1920 by 1080p. That's a 16 by 9 aspect ratio at 60 Hz. Also, this screen is the matte coating, not the glossy type, so it's going to be a lot easier to use this in multiple lighting environments without glare. So now let's move into some of the performance benchmarks. Of course, those are going to be important to us since this is a gaming laptop. We have the thermal temperatures on the left, and then on the right we have the GPU-Z information for the video card. What we have on screen right now is the current ambient temperature, so we haven't put the system under stress yet to show you the before and after. So now it's going to be time to start putting the system under stress here shortly. We're going to get one more baseline reading before we start, and that's going to be the noise levels from the system. So this is going to be the idle of the system as far as how much noise is produced. Of course, as we always tell you, this is usually the worst case scenario, putting a microphone right next to the exhaust. So this is kind of an exaggerated number. The best way to compare this is to watch other reviews that we've done and compare this system to others, so you can get an idea of how loud one laptop is versus the other. And now we've got a benchmark running on the system. This is going to raise our temperatures and our noise levels accordingly. So we've gone up to about 55, 56 decibels during the benchmark. A little bit louder on this side. These extreme viewing angles give you a really good chance to take advantage of the matte screens because they don't have the glare or the view angle issues that the glossy screens do. Using an infrared thermometer, we can get some of the temperature readings from the exhaust here. With the temperature readings, the most important thing to look for is that where your hands would be placed on the palm rest area, that there's not any heat there. You don't want sweaty palms. And you do want to see high temperatures on the exhaust because that means the system is properly cooling all the internals during the benchmark. Okay, Firestrike is finished up. You can see we have a performance score of 6,593. We can check out all the details. Once again, the GPU-Z information on the video card. And now we can go back and reference the temperatures again and see what the difference between our baseline and the current is. The CPU went up as high as about 75 degrees Celsius. And the video card only reached about 67 degrees Celsius. So very good temperatures actually on this system. Another quick benchmark is going to be the crystal disk mark to give us our read and write speeds on the SSD. So this is going to kind of help judge the performance of that SSD as far as access times. To help make those synthetic numbers a more real-life example, of course, we'll go ahead and time the power on and boot time. And about 15 seconds for that. Just a quick video demo of the sound system from Dyn Audio. And now we can move into the final segment of our review, which is going to be the minor disassembly of the system. So before we begin on that, a quick word of caution. On a brand new laptop, if you want to disassemble it, you will have to void the warranty. And so if you would like to upgrade a new laptop, it's usually a best idea to just order those upgrades as part of your laptop order. We'll completely take care of everything for you so that you don't have to do it and you won't void your warranty. Now with that said, let's carry on. You can see that we do have several screws to remove around the perimeter of the laptop, and then the entire bottom cover will come off. At first glance, you see that we have the large internal battery taking up a lot of space next to our 2.5-inch mechanical hard drive, and then next to that we have the M2 SSD. Now the SSD is running on the PCI Express interface, so that's the best possible setup for that. We have 2 slots for system RAM in the center. 16 gigabytes pre-installed, but it can be upgraded all the way up to 32 gigabytes. Our cooling fans are stationed in the top right and top left side of the laptop with a slight crossover on the heat pipes. This makes the GS40 a pretty well put together system for a small form factor. Again, this is a full-fledged gaming laptop, so if you're looking for something that can do gaming on the go and you really want that small form factor, take a close look at the GS40 because it might be just what you're looking for. So we hope you enjoyed today's review video on the MSI GS40. If you're interested about the product and you'd like to learn more, then down below in the description we do have the product page where you can find the full product specifications as well as the current pricing and availability. If you have any other questions you'd like to ask us, you can post them here in the video or contact us by phone or email and we'll be happy to get back to you. So once again, we just want to remind everybody this was Gentech PC and we'll see you next time.